Pauline Buckles, nor is Mr. Hackman to blame for anything. Pauline, you know something? That's one of the things we wanted all this evidence to come back as. There's always going to be people in the chat or people that listen to it that are going to find fault with whatever. I read the chat all the time, and many people criticize my findings. Oh, that's not, how can you say that? You're a retired NYPD. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, thank you very much. You know, Law Nerd, thank you for the $9.99 super sticker, first of all, and good morning, Bill. Thank you for sharing their story with dignity. My mother worked for the chief of police in Irvine, California. My father was in the Air Force. There was no foul play, period. Law Nerd, thank you so much. I love to hear that because I had during the, if anything, we did more coverage on this. Some people say, oh, you're milking this. No, I felt that this needed a lot of coverage. And I brought Barbara Butcher in, who I love, Barbara Butcher. And if you guys don't know, she has the book out, What the Death Know. Barbara Butcher has been to over 5,000 death scenes, 5,000. Included in that was over 600, almost 700 homicide scenes. I brought her on the show for her expertise. She gave us a really good definition of what mummification was in regards to this case. In fact, she did such a good job on our show. CNN brought her on today. So, and I'm not saying they watched our show and brought her on because of that. I also brought in, I don't know if you guys watched it, Bobby Chacon, FBI, retired FBI agent, one of the best talking heads on commercial television. I love the guy. Fantastic. His dad and his brother were both retired NYPD sergeants, and he gets very emotional when he talks about that. Great guy. He was on the show. And we wanted to pick every brain of every expert we had so we could slam the door on this foul play theory. And now I think today, and there's still more evidence to come in, I think that the door was slammed. And so many people, including death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan, again, brilliant man, love the guy. He was bothered by the fact that the front door was, let's use the language they used, ajar or left open. And even though that was reported numerous times, there were still people saying, was the door open or was it locked? Well, you know, I reported numerous times that it's reported by the police in the search warrant that the door was open, the front door. The reason for some misunderstanding and some confusion is that more than one person called 911. And one of the people that reported, maybe the first person, said the doors were all locked. And that turned out not to be true. But there was no malice in him saying that. He just didn't think that there was any doors left open. So that bothered Joseph Scott Morgan. And until we got an answer to that, that sort of slammed the door. It's hard to, sorry to use that pun, but it slammed the door on that theory also. So with all of this new information, there's no foul play. This is nothing other than we would call it an investigative DOA, investigative deaths. And the Santa Fe, New Mexico Sheriff's Department did a fantastic job, but a thorough job. The fire department did a fantastic. A lot of investigation is eliminating possibilities. And what was one of the first causes of death everyone wanted eliminated, including me? Carbon monoxide poisoning. Remember, everyone said that, oh, this is clearly a carbon monoxide poisoning. And guess what? The fire department tested the air, and there was no evidence of carbon monoxide poison. Was everyone satisfied with that? No, because they could have died a week earlier, and then the carbon monoxide would have dissipated. But secondary test, they did a blood test of both Betsy Arakawa and Gene Hackman. No sign of carbon monoxide. So now, guess what? The door is slammed on that, but we eliminated it. We eliminated that as a cause of death. So are we all, Sandy McMasters, I got a kick out of that too, Sandy. I appreciate you covering this, Bill, not milking it all. I don't think I was milking it at all either, Sandy, but there's a lot of, sometimes in the chat, there's a lot of haters. There's a lot of jealousy. And yeah, that's fine. You know, that's fine. Do they want to be me? I don't know. Only me could be me, you know, but some people are jealous. And Anna Lisette from the chat, the dog will have a necropsy done by veterinarians. That's why the information is not yet released. Different agency. Dogs don't get hantavirus. Anna Lisette, thank you for that information. Annie C., I'm watching Mississippi Burning next. There's no way out because the little Kevin Costa never hurt anybody.